much. You are welcome to Exodus Music. I'm Abiodun Moses. Please subscribe to the channel, like the page, and drop your comment. I'm going to attend to all questions as we proceed the lecture for today. Okay, thank you. Today we shall be discussing interval. We shall be discussing interval, which is one of the most important topic in this series. The most important two topics, however, are interval and triad. Interval and triad. But today we shall be discussing interval. Please follow the page, like the page, and drop your comment in the comment section. Thank you. Right now, so what is interval? Interval is the distance between two notes. Interval is the distance between two notes. So the distance between a note to another note is known as interval. Now, for example, the scale of C is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So the distance between C to G, is known as interval. So let's count the interval between C to G. But note this. Now, when counting interval, you start from the first note. You start the counting from the first note. Now, that is starting from C, then the C, D, E, F to G. So that is how you count your interval. You have to start from the first note. And also, interval is counted in position. So like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 13th, and so on. So it is counted in position. The interval from C to G. Now, what is interval from C to G? So you start counting from the first note, which is C. So C, D, E, F, G. So C, 1, that is first. D, second. Then E, third. F, that's fourth. And G, fifth. So interval is counted from in position. It's counted from in position from the first note. So another example, what is the interval between between G to C? What's the interval between G to C? So G, first, second, third, and fourth. So G is first, A second, B third, then C is what? That is the fourth. So interval is counted in position and right from the first note. Now we've done scale. You can go back to the previous videos where we discussed about scale. You know, scale is the arrangement of musical notes in ascending and descending order. We discussed diatonic scale, which consists of 8 notes. Alright, so you need to understand the scale. Now, learning the sharp and flat of each scale. For example, the scale of G is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. So the interval between G to F sharp, is what? So this is G, that is G, A, B, C, D, E, then F sharp. That is what? That is seventh. So that is how interval is being counted. Now let's discuss about the types of interval. There are 4 major types of interval. Number 1, we have the melodic interval. Number 2, we have the harmonic interval. Number 3, we have the simple interval. And number 4, we have the compound interval. Now let me explain each and every one of them. Number 1, we said we have the melodic interval. Melodic interval is a type of interval where the notes are played separately in form of melody. The 2 notes are played separately in form of melody. For example, I said the interval from C to G. Now, in this case of melodic interval, they have to be played separately. C to G, C and G have to be played separately, like this. Played separately. So what is the interval between C, G? Now, what is the interval between them? That is fifth. C, D, E, F, and G, fifth. So the next is the harmonic interval. Harmonic interval is a type of interval played together at the same time in form of harmony. So the interval from C to G will sound like this. You can hear the two notes. Alright, so that is harmonic interval played together at the same time in form of harmony. Then we have the simple interval. The simple interval is an interval within one octave. Simple interval is an interval within one octave. What do you mean by octave in music? Octave is the 8th note of a given note. Is the 8th note of a given note. Now, what is the octave of C? That is the upper C. That is the 8th from C. So we have 1, 2, 3, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So this higher C is the octave. Now let me sound this. So this is C. Now what is the octave of this C? So you have to move 8 notes. So the octave of this C is C, C, C. So that is the octave. So simple interval is an interval within one octave. That is an interval between 4th to 8th. The interval between 4th to 8th is known as the simple interval. For example, C to B is a simple interval, so it's still within 8. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's simple interval. Then the last one, the fourth one, is the compound interval. Compound interval is an interval above an octave, above one octave. For example, from C to the higher D. So C to the higher D, the octave of D. So C, D, not this D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So from this C to this, the upper D is known as compound interval, which is the ninth. That is C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is C to the octave D. So that is the types of interval. One more time, the types of interval we have the melodic interval, we have the harmonic interval, we have the simple interval, then we have the compound interval. Please, if you are enjoying the class, please subscribe to the page, like the page, and drop your question, drop a comment. I'm going to attend to everything. Now we are moving to the qualities of interval. The qualities of interval. Now I told you interval is mentioned in position. That is C, from C to E. From C to E is what? C, C, D, E. That is third. Now an interval is also mentioned in quality. Is mentioned in what? Quality. And we have 5 qualities. We have the major interval, we have the minor interval, we have the perfect interval, we have the augmented interval, and the diminished interval. Major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished. Major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished. So when I say C to E, which is third, it can be major third, it can be minor third, it can be perfect third, it can be augmented third, and it can be diminished third. Now, how are we going to identify it? Please, let's go to the how we identify it. Please like the page, subscribe to the channel, and drop your comment. Alright, so how are we going to identify if it's major third, minor third, augmented third, perfect third, or diminished third? Please come with me. I love that. I love you all.